Inside, you will stay with us as we move on to our next news. Russian Foreign Minister Sergey Lavrov is set to hold talks in Moscow with his Saudi counterpart, Prince Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud. The two diplomats will focus on strengthening bilateral ties and addressing key regional and global issues. The Russian Foreign Ministry confirmed the meeting with spokeswoman Maria Zakharova, making the announcement a day earlier. Prince Faisal touched down in Moscow on the evening of July 3rd, with the Saudi Foreign Ministry stating that he intends to discuss the future relations with Russia and pressing international matters. Their last meeting took place in Riyadh on February 18 during talks that included Russian and US delegations. President Vladimir Putin later thanked the Saudi leadership for hosting the dialogue in a constructive environment. With tensions rising in the Middle East, both Moscow and Riyadh have expressed deep concern over the growing confrontation between Israel and Iran. Energy cooperation is also on the agenda as key members of OPEC, Saudi Arabia and Russia will likely review oil production strategies and their ongoing partnership within the group. Now we're joined back by our guest, Julia Kazdobina. She's a senior fellow from Ukrainian prison. Thank you, Julia, for staying with us. Now, looking at Middle East and Russia's relations, how might the upcoming talks between them influence the dynamics of energy cooperation and regional security in the Middle East?
Well, I'm really sorry. I'm afraid I'm not really an expert on the Middle East. I mean, I don't think I'm the right person to ask about that. I can talk about Ukraine. I can talk about Ukraine-Russia relations, but Middle East, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Julia. I'm sorry about the question. What do you think about if Saudi relations and maybe Russia, do you think they might discuss Ukraine in these talks?
I mean, it's clear that the situation with energy is very important for this war because where Russia gets most of its money is from the sale of its natural resources, and Ukraine has been pushing for more sanctions on and more limitations on Russia's ability to keep making money from its energy exports. And so, of course, the position of OPEC countries is very important because it impacts the price of oil, and of course, it affects Russian budget revenues. And so, I mean, if they do talk about it, or if they just talk about their bilateral things, it will affect Ukraine and Ukrainian situation because it will affect Russia's ability to continue the aggression.
Thank you very much, Julia Kazdobina, for joining us all the way from Kyiv and sharing